Jordan, your father and I would like it if you joined us for dinner tonight. What are you always doing in that cold, dark basement anyway? I told you not to open the damn door! I'm just hanging out with my friends, okay? I'll be up in a little bit to eat dinner. I do not need the attitude, mister. I got pizza and dipping sticks, and you and your friends are welcome to come up and have some if you want. I mean, I do like dipping sticks. Okay, I'll be up in a little bit, Mom. Thank you. Well, okay, you boys have fun down there. If you need anything, give me a holler. You better not be smoking. I don't want to see any cigarette butts either. Oh. Oh. Oh, at last. Oh. Oh, God. I tell you what. No one will ever understand me like you, Jeff. Oh, I love you. Yeah, that was just my twin brother. We also have the same name. America's favorite cannibalistic serial killer, Jeffrey Dahmer, recently got a new miniseries on Netflix, and it's got a lot of people talking about it. There's been several portrayals of the Jeffrey Dahmer story throughout movies and documentaries of the past, but this one seems to be resonating with people a little bit more because not only does it go deeper into his crimes, but it also shows the backstories of several of his victims.
Jeffrey Dahmer. Sick individual, man. Kill some good people. Kill some good people, man. Destroyed black families, brown families, yellow families, white families.
I think it's safe to say that the vast majority of people agree with this man's sentiment and that what Jeffrey did was horrific. And not only that, but being able to sympathize for his victims and their families. You might be thinking to yourself right now, no shit, Jeffrey Dahmer's a bad guy. What are you going to tell us next? The sky's blue? Just bear with me here. I'm getting to my point, okay? I'll be completely honest, I like the Truly YouTube channel where they document odd relationships and other clickbaity stories. They do have this one video I find particularly interesting where a younger guy and his older girlfriend give tips on how to pick up cougars. But unfortunately, this video isn't about this type of MILF. It's about this type of MILF. Man ingest lots of meat.
80 to 90% of my food is raw meat, depending on the day. It could be organs or it could be just ground beef. So as far as organs go, my favorite would be the brains. If you want, you can sprinkle some honey on them. They taste just like ice cream.
Honey on brains tastes just like ice cream. You don't put Cool Whip on a log of shit and call it a brownie, alright? The majority of the comments seem to find this guy's raw carnivore diet to be disgusting, and that's understandably so. And a few people have health concerns for him. However, most people don't have any ethical issue with what he's doing. In fact, they respect his choice to eat whatever he wants to eat. Or more appropriately, whoever he eats. I don't know if it's just me, but I can't help but to see some similarities between this carnivore guy and our old buddy Jeffy. Both consume the body parts of once sentient beings. There's no denying this. I mean, they both got brains, testicles, and livers in their refrigerators. And both are responsible for the deaths of those they eat. Jeffrey Dahmer lured men back to his apartment where he murdered them, and the meat guy pays other people to murder the animals he eats. You might be thinking the meat guy isn't doing the action himself, but he's just as culpable. He's paying someone else to do it. It's just like paying for a hitman to kill someone else, and the only difference being their victim species. Jeffrey Dahmer murdered humans, and this guy murders cows, fish, and chickens, given the video I've seen on him. We've come to the conclusion that practically everybody would say Jeffrey Dahmer was a terrible person, and furthermore, he caused rights violations to those he murdered. However, these very same people don't have an issue with what this carnivore guy is doing, and being responsible for the murder of many animals. What I'd like to ask these people is, in their eyes, these animals must be lacking a trait or collection of traits, or there's something true of animals that's not true of humans that makes it okay for us to kill them. Many people will say it's because animals have lesser intelligence. That's why it's okay for us to kill them. For them to be logically consistent, if we were to take the intelligence of, say, a cow and place it into a human, they'd have to also be okay with killing humans with the intelligence of a cow. If people say to you, oh no, these humans that have the intelligence of a cow still have moral worth and should have protections for being murdered, they're contradicting themselves. What they're saying is it both is and isn't the case that having the intelligence of that of a cow should deny someone the right from having protections from being murdered. This is an example of P and not P, or pain of contradiction. This form of argumentation is referred to as name the trait, and it was created and popularized by the YouTuber Ask Yourself. Animal rights are a logical extension of human rights, and Name the Trait is the best way to unveil logical inconsistencies or double standards people create between their treatment of animals and humans. I highly recommend people to check out Ask Yourself's channel, and I'll leave a link to the video where he explains Name the Trait in detail. Name the Trait brings people down one of two paths. The first path being to bite the bullet and admitting they'd be okay with holocausting humans that lack the traits they deem to be valuable, just like how they are with holocausting animals that lack these traits. At this point, their position has been reduced to absurdity. In order to be logically consistent with eating animals, they'd be in favor of taking away the rights of humans. I would say most people who bite the bullet on Name the Trait probably are just being dishonest, but some of them might just be psychopaths who don't care if humans have protections from being murdered and eaten. Jeffrey would be the type of guy who would probably bite the bullet on this. And now we arrive at path 2, which I would call the rational path. It's where people come to the realization that the traits they once thought were significant are insignificant, because they wouldn't be in favor of killing people who lacked them. And furthermore, they'll now realize that these animals that have traits they deem as insignificant should have a right to life, and should have protections from being murdered. If they choose to align their moral values with their actions, they'll become vegan. So my question is for anybody watching this video who finds the murders Jeffrey Dahmer committed to be abhorrent, but also think it's okay for people to pay for animals to be murdered. What is true of animals, or what traits do they lack that makes it okay for us to kill them? And would you be in favor of killing humans that lack these traits? The thing is, you're not going to be able to find any. Do the right thing, stop supporting the animal holocaust, go vegan. Alright, nothing like some good old guts.